Hello and welcome to Good Life, the health show with me, Pooja. Well, this is a show that focuses on providing you with solutions to your health-related issues, lifestyle and much more. Well, viewers, no matter how much we try hard to our domestic environment as safe as possible, accidents at home can still happen. And in our previous episode, we have been talking about the common accidents in children, and we are going to continue that because we couldn't touch up all the points. So today we are going to touch up with that, and for that we have with us Dr. Prakritish Bora, Pediatrician from Excel Care Hospitals. Not to waste any more time, I'll straight away move to him and we'll try and complete the topics today as further. All right, Doctor, thank you so much for coming again to our show, and we will try and complete all the points which we have to do for this common accident topic. So what are the other points left up, and we need to summarize the things what we did in our previous episode.
Thank you, Pooja. So we could only cover burns and small cuts and wounds which we commonly encounter at home.
Right.
But there are a lot of other things we could not cover. So I'll come one by one the accidents that we came across in children. And poisoning being, we touched on poisoning but couldn't finish it. So I was talking about poisonings in children. Commonly we see that medications, are one of the reasons for children getting poisoned with medicines. So I was talking about keeping medications at a safe place. And nowadays, of course, there are companies coming with medications which come with child-proof lid or the cap.
Okay.
The child will not be able to remove the cap because it has to be pressed and then removed. So it is called child-proof lid or cap, which is a mandatory thing in the Western countries, but in India also we are coming up with that kind of medications slowly. And then the other poisonings that we come across are common household chemicals, things like phenol, things which are used to clean the house, and certain poisons,
insect repellents and all.
Insect repellents and rat killers, killing medications, and children are inquisitive and they might land up eating those medications.
Right.
Kerosene is another, because it is very clear, looks like water. So if you store it in a bottle which is very common. So children might think it is water and they might end up drinking it, and it leads to pneumonia and chemical intoxication. So these are the things which should be kept in a very reserved area, which is away from the children, and it should not be reachable to children who are below 5 years of age, who do not have the understanding or who do not understand what is hazard. So this is about, I think, poisoning. With some very small steps and with some care, we can avoid poisonings at home.
So what do you think, Doctor, if suppose these things are usually and basically used at home and their parents, they use it, to how to avoid those things with their children? They have to take a lot of care, but it's sometimes it's not possible for them to stay with their children at all times. So what are the tips you want to give to those parents?
Since we cannot be with the child all the time.
All the time.
So best way is to keep the medicine in such or the chemical in such a place where it will not be accessible to the child. So that is the best.
And the use of spray shouldn't be done in the daytime. Maybe they can do it at night, and because the morning when the cleanup will be done, then that can be vanished all. Otherwise, when they do it in daytime, and if they are crawling, babies are crawling, or if they are playing, then they might land up to some accidents.
Right.
As
that is
well.
one way.
Okay. So these are some of the things. What else are there?
Then we can come to falls. Children falling down and injuring themselves.
Right.
So this is a very common thing, and the commonest areas where a child will fall are from a chair, from the bed, from the staircase, from the balcony. Nowadays, people, especially in places like Guwahati, where people stay in the flats, we have an open balcony, and child end up falling down from a balcony. So then wheelchairs. So these are the areas where children play and then they fall down. And of course another area is the playground. They tend to fall down. So we cannot 100% make it fall free, but then there are certain ways we can reduce the amount of fall by not giving a toddler or the infant walkers. Walkers are common reasons for child to fall down and injure themselves. Number two, they should be always observed when they are on a chair, on a high chair, or on the bed, so that they do not fall down.
Okay.
On the staircases, they should never be allowed to play.
Yeah, left alone also.
Left alone, or should not be allowed to play because they tend to fall. And children who climb the steps or run on the steps, they also tend to fall down. So the stairs should not be an area for children to play on, or small, absolutely young children should not be allowed to be on the stairs without supervision.
But sometimes, doctor, what we have seen, these are the things like when at home we can take a lot of care of that. But what about schools where the little ones are there and there are a lot of children? So it is very difficult for all the teachers to take care of, but it is very mandatory also to take care of. Okay, doctor, will continue with that. But we have a phone call, so let's take the phone call first. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Baby holding bag bilak ami 3 মাহ মানৰ পৰা ইউজ কৰিব পাৰো নে নোৱাৰো baby holding bag hello
Baby holding bags.
Baby holding bags বিলাক পাৰে ইউজ কৰিব আপুনি 3 মাহৰ পৰা তাৰমানে আচলতে কি হেতু সময়ৰ পৰা ইউজ হ'ব লাগে যেতিয়া বেবিৰ মাথাটো অলপমান ষ্টেবল হয় সো সাধাৰণতে 4 মাহত বেবিৰ মাথাটো ষ্টেডি কৰি ৰাখিব পাৰে মূৰটো ষ্টেডি কৰি ৰাখিব পাৰে গতিকে 3 মাহতো পাৰে আপুনি কাৰণ 3 মাহত যদিও সম্পূৰ্ণ ষ্টেডি নহয় কিন্তু কিছু পৰিমাণে বেবিটোৱে নিজৰ মূৰটো সিধা কৰি ৰাখিব পৰা হয় কিন্তু মই ৰেকমেণ্ড কৰিম 4 মাহৰ পিছতহে
All right. So if like when the head is steady then only it's better to hold those baby bags because nowadays a lot of products have been come up in the market and things have become easier. But sometimes it might you have to take care of that and maybe with the prescription of a doctor or if a doctor prescribes you or if you need to ask any question that is being done in some of the supervisions as well. But doctor, we were talking about falls. So those things in schools like how to take care of because at home parents can take care of, cousins can take care of.
See, when we are talking about accidents, we are basically talking about children who are below 5 years.
Right.
So by the time you go to school, especially schools which will have stairs or different floors, normally children will be more than 6 years. So the actual falling or falling from stairs or from the different floors will be there, but it will reduce because the judgment of a child will improve.
Right.
After 5 years, they'll be able to judge better when they fall and their balance will be better. So injuring themselves on the stairs will be reduced
Less.
to a great extent.
Okay.
But absolutely, as you said, we cannot be 100% sure that they will not have injuries or they will not have falls, even in school. And no one can make it 100% sure that no one can be 100% sure of not falling down.
Absolutely, doctor. We have another phone call, so let's take that phone call. Hello.
hello মই কথা পাতি আছিলো ফোনটো ডিসকানেক্ট হৈ গ'ল মই জানিব বিচাৰিছিলো এটা মই ৰিপ্লাইটো পালো বাৰু বেবি হোল্ডিং বেগত আৰু এটা সুধিব বিচাৰিছিলো ৱাকাৰখন আমি কিমান মানৰ পৰা ইউজ কৰিব পাৰো বেবিৰ কাৰণে
না ৱাকাৰটো মই মানাই কৰিছো অলপ আগতে ৱাকাৰত কি হয় দুটা কথা এটাটো তেওঁলোকে বেবিবিলাকৰ আমি কথা পাতি আছিলো যে জাজমেন্ট নাথাকে কিমান স্পিডত যাব লাগে আৰু কোত খুন্দা খাব কোত খুন্দা নাখাব গতিকে ৱাকাৰৰ পৰা আমি বহুত ধৰণৰ এক্সিডেন্টছ দেখা পাওঁ বেবি পৰি যায় ষ্টেয়াৰৰ পৰা পৰি যায় বিভিন্ন জায়গাত খুন্দা খাই পেলাই দুখ পায় গতিকে ৱাকাৰটো মই ৰেকমেণ্ড নকৰোঁ আৰু ৱাকাৰ আৰু এটা কথা যে ৱাকাৰত দিলে বেবিবিলাকে সাপোৰ্ট লোৱাৰ অভ্যাস হৈ যায় গতিকে নিজে খোজ কাঢ়িবলৈ যোনটো হিহঁতৰ অভ্যাস আহিব লাগে সেইটো পিছুৱাই যায় আমি যে ভাবো ৱাকাৰ দিলে সোনকালে হ'ব একচুৱেলি তাৰ উল্টাটোহে হয়
মানে আমি 14 মান্থ মানৰ পৰা এক্সপেক্ট কৰিব পাৰো বেবি এটা খোজ কাঢ়া
হয় আমি কিছুমান বেবিয়েটো সোনকালে খোজ কাঢ়ে 12 মাহতে খোজ কাঢ়ে কিন্তু সাধাৰণতে around 13-14 মান্থত খোজ কাঢ়ে
Thank you, doctor.
All right, thank you so much. So walker is like a straight no from your side because that leads to another, it gives an opposite side. Okay, so accidents can be occurred more and
one of the reason and the child also learns to take support while walking. So when you make him walk on his own, he'll feel scared.
But everybody thinks that it will be an easier way for him or her to walk easily, but this has another turn as well. So I'm sure the viewers who are watching our show must be listening to these small points, because it will be beneficial for you, and our numbers are flashed on your television screens. So if you have any queries regarding the questions and the topic which we are discussing right now, you please do call up and ask your questions. Or doctor, coming back to another spectrum of accidents which nearly is being seen at home or anywhere with children.
Then we come to suffocation. Suffocation hazards have been gradually increasing in India, although Western countries it is pretty common.
Okay.
So I would divide suffocation into two parts. One is suffocation with food items. Then other is suffocation with materials like plastic bags,
Okay.
polythene bags, then clothes. These are the things where a child can get suffocated with.
All right, doctor, we'll come back to that. We have another phone call. Hello.
Hello.
আপনার প্রশ্নটো কৰিব।
মই ছাৰ সুধিছো মানে এই সেৰাফ্লো 1 to 5 তো মানে বাচ্চাটো ইউজ কৰি আছো ব্রিথিং প্ৰবলেমৰ কাৰণে এটো কন্টিনিউ কৰা ভাল নে বেয়া মানে
কেতিয়াৰ পৰা দি আছে আপুনি?
এটো মানে এবছৰমান হ'ল কন্টিনিউ দি মানে নিজে মানে কি কষ্ট পায় আপোনাৰ
চাওক এটো দিয়াৰ এটা নিয়ম আছে যেতিয়া যোন ডক্টৰে আপোনাক দিছে তেওঁৰ লগত আপুনি কনষ্টেন্ট মানে তেওঁৰ লগত আপুনি ফলো আপত থাকিব লাগিব তেওঁক দেখুৱাই থাকিব লাগিব আৰু যেতিয়া শিশুটি আপোনাৰ 6 মাহ ভালে ভালে গৈছে কোনো মোৰ কথাখিনি ভালকে শুনক
10 বছৰ আমি চলি আছে
মই কি কৈছো ভালকে শুনিবলৈ যত্ন কৰক শিশুটিৰ আপোনাৰ 6 মাহ একো অসুবিধা নোহোৱাকে যাব লাগিব তাৰ কোনো উশাহৰ কষ্ট কাহ চৰ্দি বেছিকে কফ কনজেশন এনেকুৱা একো নোহোৱাকে যদি 6 মাহ যায় তেতিয়া তাৰ সেই সেৰোফ্লোটো লাহে লাহে কমাব লাগিব আৰু তাৰ পৰা আমি 3 মাহ 4 মাহৰ ভিতৰত কমাই পেলাই বন্ধ কৰিব পাৰিম কিন্তু এই কামটো কৰিবৰ কাৰণে আমি ডক্টৰৰ পৰামৰ্শ ল'ব লাগিব নিজে কৰিব নোৱাৰিব
এতিয়া মানে দুবাৰকে দি আছে দুবাৰকে নিলে কষ্ট পায়
ঠিক আছে আপুনি ভালকে 6 মাহ যাব দিয়ক যেতিয়া 6 মাহ ভালে ভালে পাৰ হৈছে তাৰ পিছত আপুনি ডক্টৰক লগ ধৰিব তেওঁ তেতিয়া চাই পেলাই যদি ভাবে যে এটা কমাব পাৰি লাহে লাহে কমাই সেইটো বন্ধ কৰিব পৰা যাব
All right, thank you so much for calling. I'm sure you must be benefited with the answer which just doctor has given. So this is indeed actually one has to take care of, because doctor will prescribe them when to stop the medicines and what is the procedure and what is the spectrum of the child who is using that medicine. Right. Doctor, like we were talking about suffocation.
So suffocation is with toy is one reason for many
Plastic
children.
bags.
No, first we'll talk about toys. Toys like toys with small parts should never be given to children below, especially below 3 years, because they tend to put things into their mouth. So if they put something into their mouth which is small, they might it might suffocate them.
Yeah, it might get choked.
And then food items like small toffees.
Okay.
And chocolate bars are fine, but small toffees, round toffees, they become very slippery. If you give to a child who is below 3 years, especially below 3 years, in fact below 5 years should not be given toffees, small toffees.
Okay.
They tend to get stuck in your neck and you might get suffocated with small things like toffees. Yeah, any food item like peanuts and grapes which are round in nature and if they are given as a whole food, like if you crush the peanut and then give it as a powder, it's okay.
That's fine. Okay.
But if you give it as a then they might choke with that. So, and it might lead to suffocation, choking and other things.
Okay, so those things are very attractive also for the children to see around, and they kind like some examples we can give about marbles which has been, if it is like being left around, then they might and coins especially
also,
we haven't heard of incidents like that. Or
we get a lot of children who eat coins and come to us.
Okay.
So coin is a very common reason for children to come to our emergency department.
All right, doctor, we'll continue with that procedure, but I will continue with the conversation. But right now, viewers, we'll have to slip into a short break, but do come back soon because we have lots more on the other side. Welcome back, viewers. You're still watching Good Life, the health show with me, Pooja, and we are having a fruitful discussion on the common accidents in children. So we'll continue with that. Like Dr. Suffocation, we had topic, and what are
suffocation actually, suffocation with plastic bags and clothes are can be seen in children. So especially plastic bags,
Plastic
children tend to put things on their head, and if a very small baby child like 1.5 years, 2 years might end up putting a bag on his head, and he may not be able to remove it on his
maybe
own.
if a child has a sibling, so
He might also put it.
those are very
So at the age of around 2 to 3 years, children are very naughty. Suppose he has a younger brother who's an infant, so he might end up putting in the bag on his other younger brother's head, and children might suffocate. So advice is that plastic bags should be kept away from children, and there are certain kinds of clothes which are big, and if children get entangled in those kind of clothes, they might get suffocated inside those clothes if they are unobserved. So the basic thing is that children who are below 3 years especially should never be left alone in a room without supervision.
Absolutely. So these are some of the things, small things, but we have to keep it in mind. All right, doctor, we have a phone call, so let's take the phone call. Hello.
Hello.
Apnar prashno to koribo.
Saro sudibo asle mane মোৰ ল'ৰাটো এনেকা ৰাতি হ'লে ইমান নাক টানে মানে তাৰপিছতে তাক ইয়াৰ ডক্টৰে ফুৰামিজ বুলি এটা নজেল স্প্ৰে দিছে সেইটো মানে কণ্টিনিউ কৰিব পাৰিব নেকি
কিমান দিন দিলে আপুনি
এইটো দিয়া হৈছে 3-4 মাহ হৈ আছে ইউজ কৰি আছে
যদি 3 মাহ দিছে তেতিয়ালে আপুনি এবাৰ দেখুৱাটো ভাল হ'ব এতিয়া ভাল পাইছে নে ভাল পোৱা নাই বাৰু
মানে নিদিলে বহুত বেয়াকে টানে ৰাতি মানে সবৰ হোৱা ডিস্টার্ব ইমান বেয়াকে টানে না নিদিলে ডিস্টার্ব
চাওক আপোনাৰ ল'ৰাটোৰ এলাৰ্জিক ৰাইনাইটিছ আছে যোনটো এটা কণ্ডিশ্যন যোনটো সহজতে ভাল নহয় কাৰণ এইটো এলাৰ্জি হয় আৰু এলাৰ্জি সম্পূৰ্ণ ভাল কৰিব পৰা নাযায় কিন্তু কিছুমান বস্তু যাৰ পৰা এলাৰ্জি হয় সেই বস্তুবিলাক যদি আমি দূৰত ৰাখিব পাৰোঁ হয়তো কিছু পৰিমাণে সহায় পাব যেনেকৈ ধৰক ধূলি ধোঁৱা ঠাণ্ডা এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ বস্তুবিলাক এৰি চলাটো ভাল আৰু অন্য কিছুমান ট্ৰিগাৰো থাকিব পাৰে কথা হ'ল যে এলাৰ্জি পুৰা কণ্ট্ৰোল কৰিবৰ কাৰণে অকল মেডিচিনেই নহয় তাৰ বাকি বস্তুবিলাক তাৰ পৰা এলাৰ্জি কৰা বস্তুবিলাকৰ পৰা দূৰত ৰাখাটো মানে খুব জৰুৰী কেতিয়াবা এলাৰ্জিৰ টেষ্টৰ প্ৰয়োজন হয় গম পাবৰ কাৰণে যে কি বস্তুৰ পৰা এলাৰ্জি হৈছে যদি আপোনাৰ শিশুটিয়ে ফেৰামিছ লৈ আছে আৰু ভাল পোৱা নাই তেতিয়া আপুনি আজিকালি স্কিন প্ৰিক টেষ্ট কৰিব পৰা যায় এলাৰ্জিৰ কাৰণে য'ত আমি কথাবিলাক গম পাওঁ যে কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ এলাৰ্জিৰ পৰা কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ বস্তুৰ পৰা এলাৰ্জি হৈ আছে আৰু সেই বস্তুবিলাক এৰি চলিব পাৰিলে হয়তো মেডিচিনৰ প্ৰয়োজনটো কমি যাব গতিকে তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ চিকিৎসাৰ প্ৰয়োজন হ'ব পাৰে কিন্তু সেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ চিকিৎসা গুৱাহাটী বাহিৰে অন্য জেগাত হয়তো পোৱাটো অসুবিধা হ'ব পাৰে আপোনালোকে থাকে ক'ত বা
আমি ইটানগৰত থাকোঁ অৰুণাচল
তেতিয়াহ'লে এবাৰ হয়তো গুৱাহাটীলৈ আহি পেলাই দেখুৱাটো বেয়া নহ'ব
আৰু ল'ৰাটো মানে ৱেটটো বহুত বেছি মানে 51 মান হৈ গৈছিলে মাজতে 10 বছৰ চলি আছে
ৱেট কমিবৰ কাৰণেতো এক্টিভিটি বঢ়াব লাগিব খেলা ধূলাত দিয়ক খোৱাটো চাব লাগিব যাতে জাংক ফুড নাখায় পেকেটৰ বস্তুবিলাক কমাই দিয়ে মিঠা আৰু বেছিকৈ এক্সেছৰ নন ভেজ খোৱাটো বন্ধ কৰক আৰু খোৱাটো কমকৈ খাব বেছি ঘনকৈ দিব কেঁচা বস্তু বেছিকৈ দিব শাক পাচলি ফল মূল এইবিলাক বেছিকৈ দিব আৰু এঘণ্টাৰ এটলিষ্ট খেলা ধূলাত লগাওক তাক
All right. Thank you so much for calling. All right, doctor. We have a really short of time, so let's continue with our spectrums of the accidents.
Now we are actually left with more or less two kinds of accidents now. One is drowning. Drowning can be seen in a bathtub, in a bucket of water, in a river, in a pond. So the river pond situations are more common in rural India. And when children go to picnic, those are the times when children tend to swim and they end up drowning. And this is often seen in children who are older than 5 years. And the drowning in bathroom in a bucket of water or in a tumbler of water is more commonly seen in home situation, and it is usually seen in below 3 years of age. And while taking a bath, eldership should never be in charge. If there are two children, one is 7 years old, the other one is 2 years old, the 7 years old should not be given the charge of bathing the 2-year-old. Many times parents do that mistake. Water more than a certain level should never be kept in the bucket. if you have a small child in the house,
Okay.
stored water should not be kept in the bathroom
Okay.
or in the kitchen, because toddler might go there and fall head on into the bucket and drown himself, or emergent injury can happen.
Because
So-
for the toddler, everything is game, so
Right,
he might
right.
do that.
So he failed to understand the hazard of falling down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that way, storing water is one of the things that parents can avoid to avoid drowning of a child, and taking proper precautions while going out in picnic, keeping observation on the child whether while he is going into the water should be important. And another important thing a parent can do is teach the child how to swim.
Okay.
Although it is difficult in a place like ours where swimming is not allowed till 5 years of age, at least after 5 years the child should be allowed to learn swimming, so that his fear for water goes away. But below 5 years, since we do not have the facility to teach children the art of swimming, so we can't really help children who are below 5 years of age.
Okay.
Then we have come to car and ride safety. This is one thing I think which is really picking up in momentum.
Okay.
The injuries that we see in children after car and bike injuries, this is really coming up in a huge way. And that is the reason probably Government of India has has made up so many regulations now, which are very important, I think, to prevent injuries to children, not only children, to even adults. So to start with, a small child should always have a special seat, and he should never be allowed to sit in the front in a car.
Okay, so front seat is
Usually
no for the child.
not to be given to a small child. Usually the back seat with a special seat, and a seat belt. Wearing the seat belt should be mandatory,
Okay.
because a toddler would be moving here and there. If they suddenly we have to brake the car,
Vehicle.
vehicle, then he might hit the head on some place and get injured. Or then this is for the smaller or younger children. But for the adolescent age, when the child learns to ride a bike,
Okay.
and that is the time they are allowed to go on their own, so they do not have control on their speed.
Okay.
They many a times they do not tend to wear helmets, so these children end up with accidents and head injury and a lot of other stuff.
So there are a lot of issues nowadays it has been picking up, and these are some of the things which the parents will have to take a note of it, because these small things and these small tips will keep your child healthy, and your child will be safe from all kinds of accidents. And these are some of the common things which happens at
Right.
home, and common things which you can take care of,
Right.
isn't it, Doctor?
Right.
Doctor, we are really short of time, so I have to stop you in between right now. So thank you so much for coming to our show, and I'm sure the viewers who have watched our show must be benefited with the topics and with the tips which Dr. Prakritish Bora has just mentioned, and you will take a note of it. So with this, we have come to the end of the show, and we hope that we were able to answer all your queries in the best possible way. And in our next episode, we will be discussing on some other important health issues. So if you have any queries, do join us next Saturday at 3:30 p.m. live. Till then, stay healthy, stay fit, and keep watching Northeast Live. Goodbye.